Hey, DJ here for the Razor Company YouTube channel. Coming at you again. I got another lather tutorial for you. You don't want to miss this one, so stay tuned. All right, if you remember a couple videos ago, I did a lather tutorial on scooping and lathering in the bowl. This time, I think I'm going to do a lather tutorial with my preferred method, which is tub loading out of the tub. And I'm going to do it two different ways. I'm going to show you the first way, how to loading out of the tub and loading in, and then lathering in the bowl, and then loading out of the tub and lathering on the face. So there won't really be any shaving involved, just some lathering and yeah, some good fun. All right, so let's get started. What I'm going to be using today, the products. So I was trying to decide if I wanted to keep it the same base or not, if I wanted to do a vegan and a tallow soap, and if I wanted to do, just different variables. I decided I'm going to stick with the same type of base. So for that, I am going with these two that I purchased from the Razor Company, I think it was 2 years ago, and they were one-offs for the Razor Company, and they are Tobacco Oud and Aromique, which were two collaborations with Ariana and Evans and the Razor Company. And the brushes I'm going to be using, one will be the Razor Company Badger brush here, which is a great Badger brush. And the other brush I'm going to use is the Razor Company Cream Soda brush. And then for the bowl, I'm going to be using my TRC 3D printed bowl. So I got this idea because, again, most of us are, degenerates in the wet shaving hobby. And, so a lot of us have an abundance of soap, and a lot of us don't really care how much soap we use, but not everybody is like that. When I first got into the wet shaving hobby, and I started loading off the tub, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos of a lot of guys who are loading for anywhere from 30 seconds to over a minute, and they just had these crazy lathers with way too much, and I was doing that too, and I was just realized I was wasting a lot of soap and a lot of product. And that's, which is fine, because for somebody like me who has over 250 sets of soap, you're never going to go through all that. But for the average person who only has 2 or 3 sets and can't afford all that, they might want to, see how they can, lather without wasting a whole lot of soap. But after a lot of trial and error, I found another person on YouTube, and I'm not going to mention his name because I don't know if he wants his name mentioned, but he did what was called the 5 swirl challenge, or a 10 swirl challenge, something like that. Well, he swirled in the tub, I think it was like 5 times, and literally got one of the most beautiful lathers you ever seen. And I was like amazed. I'm like, well, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I do this? So I started playing around with it, and I started messing, and I was working on my technique, my water, and and I figured, if I can at least get it down to 10 seconds of loading, 10 to 15 seconds of loading, I can save a lot of product doing that and still get a great lather. So for the most part now, I only load off the tub for 10 to 15 seconds, depending on the brush, depending on the base. If it is a bore brush that I'm loading off the tub, I will go as far as 30 seconds, but that's because the bore brushes I use, especially the Zenith bore, they eat a lot of lather. So, but for most of my synthetics and Badger brushes, 10 seconds is really all you need. So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to use the Tobacco Oud first, and we're going to use the Badger brush, which has been soaking in my TRC mug here. And as you can see, this is completely dry. And I'm just gonna load this for about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Dry. And then just gonna lather. And you will see that it gets an absolute beautiful lather in here if you work it right. You know, and you just keep working it, keep working it. And what got me, like I said, doing this is because, like I said, I watched these YouTube guys who would crazy lather for, like I said, a minute, minute and a half, and I'm like, why are we doing this and wasting this good product? You know, and I understand, that we have an abundance of soap, a lot of us do, but I mean, I still didn't really see the point of doing that when you didn't really need to. These artisan soaps are made so well nowadays that it takes very little soap to actually, make these voluminous lathers that we can get. I mean, look at that already. I haven't even added water to it. So let's add some water with the mister. And it's already starting to get so good that I have to tip the bowl back up, right side up, because I don't want it to drip out. And as we know, Ariana and Evans, they make one of the best bases around. And this scent, oh, it's fantastic. And I kind of wish I was shaving today, but I'm not shaving today. I have my daughter has a band performance, and I do not have time to shave and do this today. So this is all that's getting done today. But I will lather on the face with the other one. But this is all it takes. And this isn't even an artisan brush. So imagine what an artisan brush can do. This is just, and this, I'm not saying this isn't a great knot, because it is. It works great. It gets the job done, but not everybody can afford one of those high-end artisan brushes, artisan knots. And this is a great, if you want a great badger knot, that's, under, I think this brush and knot on TRC is like $60. And it's just fantastic. Blooms magnificently. And as you can see, this, for only loading for 10 seconds, I mean, you can't really. Just absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful. And I haven't even finished, completely loading it with water yet. We got all this product, and I know we'll never go through it in our lifetime. But why waste it if we, why waste this good stuff? But for video purposes, that is a lather that will give you a great shave. I mean, yeah, it's probably still short on some water. I could probably add and hydrate this lather some more, but I mean, With Ariana and Evans, I can sit here and add water for days and still probably wouldn't kill it. But, I mean, look at that. Look at the shine on that. 10-second load, guys. It's really all you need. So, for the second one, I'm going to do the same thing, but I am going to put it to the face. So this one, Aromique. Let's get the face wet, at least. Great thing about this scent, I can just throw the splash on and use it as a frag to my daughter's performance tonight. All right, let's see, we got a little wet here, nice and dry. Let's go 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this is my preferred way to lather. I know some people prefer to lather in the bowl because, you know, brush burn, and that's perfectly fine. Brush burn does happen. It's people with sensitive skin. My skin is not all that sensitive, but I control that variable a lot because I shave every other day. If I use a mild razor, I'd get away with shaving 2 days in a row, maybe even 3 days in a row. But for the most part, it's every other day. That's a great starter right there. Let's add some water. And again, not an expensive brush. $17 on the Razor Company. You can't beat these Razor Company brushes for the price. I use these at home. They're always my travel razors, or sorry, not razors, but brushes. Because if I lose it, I know Jason will always have them. I mean, 10-second load, I mean, come on. And the variables change, again, by artisan, by base, by brush. I don't go over 15 seconds usually, except with a boar brush. It's just because them boar brushes, they eat the lather. Especially those high-end ones. My Zenith, my Samog. And I prefer to face lather or tub load and load on the face. I feel I get a much cleaner lather, a much more lather to my liking. it's just my preference. There are certain bases that I prefer to put in scoop and bowl lather, just because of the base. Bases like McDuff's, Matt Fox and Sloppy, don't kill me because I know you guys tub load McDuff's, but I am a scooper when it comes to McDuff's. Another one I scoop and bowl load is PAA, and but for the most part, yeah, I'm a tub loader and face lather. I will tub load sometimes if I do lives for the razor company or something else, because, or not tub load, but bowl load. That way my lather's already done and people aren't waiting for me to, you know, get the lather on my face. I do like a nice shiny lather, but I mean, come on, this is a great lather right here. And most of us, lathering is one of our favorite parts, but it's not everything. I mean, this lather right here is more than wonderful. If you can't get a great shade with this lather, I might have even overhydrated this one, but I mean, look at that. "10 seconds. That's all you need." Well, again, I'm not shaving, but thank you for stopping by, and try it out. 10 seconds, see what you get. And everybody have a great day, and get some of this wonderful product at the razor company. Have a good day, everyone.